John the Mouse.
Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Home life. Pioneers were thrifty people. More than one child wore each garment. The velvet suit worn by James S. Harrison in 1892 was worn by his son, James H. Harrison. Bill of sale, and the newspaper, the Kansas City Star. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. The Good Life. The Ranch Life. A man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for? Robert Browning. It is difficult to say what is impossible, for the dream of yesterday is the hope of today and the reality of tomorrow. Robert H. Goddard. Some books from the local authors. Man the Music Maker, Mightier Than the Sword, All the World's a Stage. Holy Mother Earth, the trees and all nature are witnesses of your thoughts and deeds. Continuing intrusion into the southern plains by white people, and especially the killing of the buffalo, ignited smoldering Indian resentment into fierce resistance, which in turn invoked military response from the United States. The Red River War, 1874. Buffalo Wallow Fight, September 10th. Lyman's Wagon Train, September 10th through the 14th. Westward expansion continued an ancient clash of invading Euro-Americans and the American Indians. The two cultures poles apart in their definition of freedom and with little appreciation for each other, contested violently for the possession of the continent. The Reed Loom Company was started in the late 1800s in Springfield, Ohio, by F.C. Reed. For those who wanted a less expensive loom, the company offered the ideal, weaving up to 36 inches wide without the automatic change device, or the Little Dandy, weaving up to 30 inches wide. Both were two-shaft looms. This teller windows came from the First State Bank of the Panhandle, founded in 1927 in response to the oil boom in Carson County. The roll-up top desk belongs to the bank's president, Charles Edgar. During the 1930s, he pursued some men who robbed the bank and stopped them near Boyer, where he disarmed them before law officers arrived. The West's natural wealth, free for the taking, sustained diverse economic expansion, but nowhere more dramatically than in the free grass cattle industry. Self-propelled machinery, chemical, fertilizers, and irrigation brought farming into the technological world. Industrial production of tools enabled the white farmer to break sod, produce food beyond his immediate needs, and to turn farming from a way of life into a business enterprise. For about 350 years, horses provide personal transportation in America and bridge the gap between the foot traffic and the iron horses of steam, gasoline, and jet engines. In the 14th and 15th centuries, unique apartment-dwelling Indians in the Canadian River Valley combined hunting of deer, bison, and antelope with corn horticulture. Industrial man mastered nature and thought to himself no longer subject to it through science which provided firearms, axes, plows, and a host of other tools. Man in his times, Panhandle Plainsman, 12,000 BC to 1978 AD.
Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of
Our
speech,
rights.
or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of
Religion and churches.
2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the
Education
people
in
to
schools.
bear arms shall not be infringed. 3. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner.
Upon becoming the 28th American state, Texas retained title to its public land, following the practices of Spain, Mexico, and the Republic. The state underwrote many public interest endeavors with its 150 million acre public domain. 40 million acres were distributed to settlers. 52 million acres was for the public education. 32 million acres subsidized railroad construction. To save walking and measuring with a chain, ranchers and farmers devised a simple procedure of measuring out their land by dividing the circumference of a wagon wheel into the distance to be marked, then taking a rag or a bandana on the wheel and driving the wagon along the desired line and counting the number of revolutions of the wheel as the rag passed it.
Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself.
Inalienable rights
Deprived of life, liberty, or property, without due
in land
process of law.
and home.
Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the
Bill of
crime
Rights.
shall have been committed,
The rights of the
which
people
district
shall not
have
be
been
infringed.
previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense.
Homemade antique quilts are on the wall.
$20. The right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. 8. Excessive bail
More
shall not
typical
be
items you'd
applied,
find in a
nor
house.
excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively.
Remember these old telephones and a switchboard.
End of the United States Bill of Rights. This recording is in the public domain.
Thank you for watching my video. I do have more for you to view. Just press on the button. And if you'd like to subscribe to stay up to date, you can push that button too.